Over the last couple of days, I told you all that we needed to be watching the economic data that released today and tomorrow extremely closely. I told you this economic data was going to tell us a very, very big story, paint a very big picture about what the next couple months or even years could look like here in the crypto market, and it was extremely important that we pay close attention to it. Well, we just got some of this economic data, and I think you're going to like what we got. And so today we're going to get into exactly what this data was, why I think it was so good, and much more. Now, if you don't know who I am, my name is Tyler Hill. I am one of the co-founders of the Crypto Strategy School, one of the biggest schools in crypto, and I do post here on YouTube every single day, keeping you updated on what's happening here in the market. And again, today we're going to talk about everything that we just got in terms of economic data because it is so important. And it was pretty dang on good. I'm not going to lie to you. So look, let's not waste any more time at all. Let's get straight into it. So what we can see here is that we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 massive pieces of economic data this morning, and we're going to break down each one. So coming up first, Q4 GDP. If you want to understand what GDP is, to make it very simple, GDP is just a reflection of how well as a country we're doing, especially in terms of production, right? When GDP is doing good, historically, that means as a country, from a business perspective, we're doing good. When GDP is bad, we as a country, generally as a business, are doing bad. And so obviously, you want to see GDP going up. Well, what we can see is that Q4 GDP, or quarter four of 2024 GDP, came in better than expected, beating many analysts' expectations and saying that, hey, October, November, December was a very good time here in the country. Now, this isn't super duper important, quite simply just because this is Q4 and this is a very right now centered market, meaning that the market's just going to care about what's happening right now. It's not going to care about what happened 3 months ago, but it is good to see that we were coming in strong in Q4. And you can see how crypto performs in a time like that. Think about how good October and November were. That's not coincidence, guys. It's not coincidence. Now, the only miss of the report that we got was consumer spending, which is a little odd. I'm not going to lie to you all. It is a little odd because history reflects that whenever GDP is up, spending is typically up as well. But consumer spending didn't miss a ton. It was just a little bit off, right? And I would usually accredit this to the fact that people are just feeling a little bit more stressed financially, meaning they're going to spend a little bit less money. So even if GDP is going up, people are still stressed about their economic situation or their financial situation, and they're just not going to spend as much money. Now, moving a little bit along, we had overall price index. Now, price index can kind of help you get an understanding from more of an inflation perspective, but it's not as good as the other ones. But the price index, which I don't think is that important, to be honest, came in better than expectations, which is pretty cool. Now, the next one, though, this is the big boy. PCE came in line with what analysts were expecting. Why is this so important? Well, PCE is the preferred metric to track inflation from the Fed. So when the Fed's trying to determine if inflation is too high, in line, or too low, what they're going to look at, or just, low, what they're going to look at is PCE. Well, PCE came in at analyst expectations. Now, you might think, okay, cool, like it did what people expected. Yes. But these days, that's a good thing. And the reason it's a good thing is because the market's been a little bit shaky. Stocks have been a little bit ugly. Crypto's been a little bit weird as a result of uncertainty. People are seeing what Trump's doing. People are seeing the changes in the economy. They're starting to notice all this stuff happening, and they're getting worried that the economy is falling, that it's entering into a bad place, that there's not a lot of good stuff happening right now, and it's worse than many people expect. And that's been the fear. Everyone's been super worried, like, oh, the crypto market's getting terrible and no one sees it. And what if it just gets really bad out of nowhere? So stocks are falling and crypto's falling, and it's the uncertainty of it all that's freaking everyone out. Well, what this tells us is that it's not it's just doing what it does. Like, it's doing what we expect. It's not getting worse. It's not getting in this terrible place. Things aren't happening behind the scenes right now that are making the economy absolutely fall off a cliff and no one's telling you. It's in line, and that's a good thing. Now, matter of fact, if you actually go in on core PCE, which is a little bit more of a stable version of PCE, what you can see here is that actually beat expectations. So when you remove some of the things such as energy, which is a lot more volatile, and you look at just the core prices of the country, they were actually better than people expected. So not only is it just in line, but the reality is it's better than expected. Fantastic stuff. Jobless claims, beat. You get what jobless claims are. How many people are claiming they're jobless? Boom, better than expected. Continuing jobless claim, boom, better than expected. I mean, guys, this is a fantastic report. What this tells us, and look, I actually said it over in the school. Let me just show you what I said here. I said this suggests that the economy is in much better shape than many expected, with no major signs of deterioration, which has been the biggest concern lately. For crypto, this is a bullish mid to long term signal. A healthier economy increases the chances of liquidity flowing back into the markets if this positive trend continues. To be clear, though, this doesn't guarantee a bull market will come back, but it significantly improves our odds. It's great stuff here, guys. It's great stuff here. And you can kind of see the market responding that way, right? Not an incredibly bullish day today, but overall a pretty strong day. I mean, you go look, Bitcoin still holding up towards the top side, basically around break even on the day, still sat around $87,000. You still got things like Solana up a little bit. You still got things like XRP up a little bit. So, or XLM up a little bit. So a generally decent day in the market here. Now, again, this isn't going to cause the market to immediately fly up or fly down, because oftentimes the market doesn't recognize how important these things are. But at its core, trust me, guys, from a fundamental foundational perspective, this is extremely important because it opens the door of opportunity for the long term for the crypto market to see more liquidity, more entry, more interest. And it's all super, super strong. Now, before we do take a look at Bitcoin's price and talk about how I believe that this will impact Bitcoin's price and the crypto market prices, I will remind you all, if you are someone who is trying to get extra information, like I told you, I already talked about this over in the school. And if you are simply just someone who wants to get better at this whole crypto thing, I need you to do something. I need you to head to the link down in the description. And if you are a crypto investor who is trying to create a winning strategy to become a winning investor, you need to go check out our school down below. Guys, at our school, we have a very simple mission. We take crypto investors like yourselves and we give you a ton of value. I mean, you can see it here. Coaching, classes, live streams, daily analysis, deep dives, reports. I mean, everything that you can possibly imagine in one community in one place, in order to help you refine your strategies, because a strategy is what creates a winning investor. And when I say winning, I'm not talking about little wins, I'm talking about big wins. I'm talking about hundreds of percentages, hundreds of thousands of dollars being generated in this community every single day. I mean, look at this guy, $2,800 gain, 100% gain there, $1,300 gain, $1,200 gain. I mean, over and over and over again. So if you're somebody who actually wants to take your game to the next level, the link is in the description below. Go check that out. Now, looking at Bitcoin's price, okay, how does this impact Bitcoin? Well, it's in my opinion, like I've told you all many times before, I still am not convinced that we're out of the bull market, the macro bull market. I'm not convinced that Bitcoin cannot continue towards all-time highs. And the reason why I'm saying that is because everything paints to me that we are still in an uptrend. We're still setting higher highs, we're still setting higher lows. And what we're seeing right now from Bitcoin's price is a continuation pattern. We've talked multiple times over the last couple of days about the descending wedge. And historically, these descending structures will break to the upside. And if/when Bitcoin's price does break to the upside, that's what's going to truly determine if we are going to continue into a bull market or not. If Bitcoin's price breaks to the upside and immediately starts pushing through the golden zone and over the 50-day moving average, we're in a great spot. And Bitcoin easily can push from $120,000 to $136,000. It can push up here. It can do that. But if Bitcoin's price breaks out of here and then it gets rejected and starts coming back down, setting some of these lower lows, yeah, we're not in a good spot, guys, and the bull market might be over. The bell might be ringing. The fat lady might be singing. And that's just the situation that we're in. And so based on this data, how does this data impact Bitcoin's price? I think it makes it more likely that Bitcoin's price over the next couple weeks or even months is able to break out of this descending channel and start trying to work its way up here. It doesn't guarantee it. Obviously, there's no way to guarantee it. And I'm only just guessing because that's all what we can do. But I do believe this gives Bitcoin a better chance at making this move. I think it gives the crypto market a better chance of continuing to a bull market, to continue pushing upwards, especially if the Fed does induce quantitative easing. If we do start seeing lowered interest rates to pull some of these constraints off the economy, if we can see all those things, it's going to make it easier for Bitcoin and crypto prices to, flourish and push higher because liquidity is easier and much easily acceptable or accessible. So overall, I think this is great news. And I think it impacts the crypto market in a very positive way. And I do really love to see it. Now, speaking of prices and trading, guys, don't forget, if you are an experienced trader and an experienced trader only, no beginners allowed here, and on this part of the video, go to the link down below and go get your 10% bonus on all first-time deposits on BTCC. Guys, this is where I do about 50% of my trading, and if you deposit anywhere from $500 to $100,000, they're going to give you 10% back. Guys, this is up to $10,000 in free trading money. Go take advantage of it. Again, if you're someone who is experienced and you know what you're doing and you've been trading for a while, go take advantage of this. It's literally free. Don't waste it, okay? And again, that's where we are with this. So overall, very good stuff today. I really like what we're seeing, and I'm probably going to do a live stream later where we go a little bit deeper into all of the some of the more fine prints of what some of this economic data can mean. Don't forget, there is still some more economic data that we are going to be getting over the next coming days. So don't just, don't get all crazy right now. Now's not the time to start just aping in and buying everything that you possibly can. Remember, in yesterday's live stream, I told you all, we need to be watching extremely closely that three-step system. There's three major things that Bitcoin's price needs to do in order to confirm that we're actually going to be back in a bull market. And if you don't remember what those things are, just to quickly remind you, I told you, we need to first see Bitcoin's price break the descending wedge. The next thing is we need to break the 50-day moving average, simple moving average, which is this gold line. And the last thing is we need to break this golden zone. Once we clear these three levels, then we're back. Then we're confirmed that we're probably going to be making an absolute ripper move to the upside. But until then, just because we got some good economic data today, in my opinion, doesn't mean you should be opening up huge 100x long trades. It doesn't mean to just buy as much as you can, because there are still a huge battle sitting in front of us, and you don't want to get caught up buying right before we might get rejected off a huge resistance level, right? So don't go too crazy. Don't take it too far. Like I said over here in the school, I said, this is not a signal to ape into everything. Remember, we still have a three-step breakout to get through, but overall, this is a very encouraging development. Just take it as that. This is good news. This is a good sign, but that is not an excuse to go huge on leverage long trades or ape in or anything like that right now. I definitely wouldn't be doing it. So as it does play out again, I'm probably going to do a live stream later. We'll dive a little bit deeper into tomorrow's economic data, what we're looking for. We'll probably talk a little bit about this breakout as well and kind of how things are playing out. So feel free to go check that out. And don't forget, guys, I did just release a brand new YouTube channel with my first video going up today on purely education. This is all we're doing on this channel. Only education on strategies, indicators, tools, and much more, and the things that I've learned over the last 7 years of investing. So if that is interesting to you, head to the link down below. Go subscribe to the channel. Go check out the school if you do want to take your game to the next level. And again, if you are an experienced trader, go get your bonus. All of those things are linked down there. I hope you guys have an absolutely fantastic Thursday, and I can't wait to see you all later today. Peace out, everybody.